What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Rick's Man Cave. I'm Rick. Welcome to the channel. If you grew up in the 90s, you know it was awesome. No doom scrolling, no social media, no Island Boys. It was a time when living in the moment was our experience. Take a trip with me down memory lane and I'm going to give you some of my experiences growing up in the 90s. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you my number one reason why I think being a kid in the 90s was the best time to be alive. Stay tuned. For starters, no smartphones. I mean, if you had to get information, you had to go to something called an encyclopedia to get your information. I know that today's day and age, having all that information available to you is amazing, but sometimes it's the restriction of things that allows you to truly cherish and enjoy it. Another thing is playing outside. When I grew up, we weren't inside playing iPad and co-op on Call of Duty 6 or 5 or whatever's going out now. It was, you were outside playing, you were making real day-to-day connections. You were playing Manhunt, super soaking your friends, pause. It was just being outside, getting scraped up, drinking out the damn faucet. I remember literally getting into fights and like street fights, and that built character, you know, like, and I'm not condoning fighting, I'm just saying. It was just a time when you were out there and you were experiencing the world. I mean, look, I'm in this room making a channel for people who are gonna watch this on their phone, but it's like being outside daily, and I feel like it built a lot of foundations for me and who I am today. With Netflix and HBO Max, Disney Plus, you have pretty much every movie available to you. We had Blockbuster and what was the other one called? Hollywood Video Rental. It was an event to go with your family on a Friday night, pick up some pizza, go to Pizza Hut, pick up food on a Friday night. It was a family event to get a movie. Now you stay in the damn bed. I catch myself doing it. Sometimes I'm like, man, I don't even want to get up, do shit, and just click through channels, but it was an actual event. Going to Blockbuster, trying to find a certain movie, shit might not even be there, which was devastating, but like when you got that movie, it was an event for the whole family, and it was beautiful. Without the temptation of talking to your friends online, playing video games through a headset, you used to have to hound your parents, put them on the spot. I did this to my mother so many times. Put them on the spot and ask, hey, can so-and-so spend the night? And they would have to wait there, you'd get an answer, and if they said yes, your buddy would get to come over, you would play video games, you would eat junk food, and again, it was a personal experience that you were hanging out with your friend. I'm sure it happens today, but now there's no lure to do any of that. You just call up your friend, or you text your friend, and you say, hey, jump on this game, and you guys talk to the phone. It's not the same experience. When I was growing up, I made great friends. I played hockey my entire life growing up, and some of those moments I'll never forget, and I don't know if kids have that nowadays. Before Stranger Things made it cool to play D&D or go to the arcade, that's actually how we lived. Granted, they had it in the 80s, but the 90s had a new way, a new faster pace of co-op play where you would come with your friends, you throw in some chords, you play Mortal Kombat, beat the shit out of them, play Street Fighter, play X-Men had an arcade, I think it was 6 joysticks where you guys would go and try to beat the game together. Those are experiences that I'll never forget, and now it's just not the same anymore. Another part of my childhood that I'll never forget, Toonami. Toonami was basically a segment within Cartoon Network where they would air Japanese anime and different shows of that nature. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z being my favorite. It was coming home from school and waiting for a new episode to air. The suspense that would be built around this episode was something, again, that I don't think you can get today, because now you can just go on any freaking platform and watch anything. You can go on Google, go on any of these streaming networks, and there's no more anticipation. I will say, it's been a very, very, very long time since I've had that anticipation where I'm waiting per week. And sometimes they do it on Disney Plus or they'll do it on HBO Max. I just actually had that experience with the new show, The Penguin, but you had to wait for your episode to come on air. Dragon Ball Z was like life for me as a kid, and being able to wait, you know, however many days it was, wait for the new episode to come out, it just brought this excitement. When Trunks first came out and beat Frieza, I didn't even know who Trunks was. Now you can get, you know, you get leaks and you get things that are released before the general public gets to know it. I had no idea Trunks even existed. The moment he came out, he came out and killed Frieza, it was the biggest surprise in the world. Another young Super Saiyan is like, it blew my freaking mind as a kid. And it's something I'll never forget. Another reason why I felt that the 90s were awesome was the video game. You had Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and all of the 16-bit glory. You had Super Mario World, Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Chrono Trigger. I mean, some of the Super Metroid, you had some of the best platformers of all time. The games weren't as complex as they are today. Like I said, with co-op and mods and having to download, you could actually grab a cartridge, put it in the game, or put it into the console, not have to download anything. You're getting right to the action. Sega Genesis, same thing. You had Sonic, Streets of Rage. I mean, we're talking about awesome games here. Once you got that game from Toys R Us, rest in peace. Once you got that game from Toys R Us or wherever it was, you pop open the cartridge, you put it in, and you play. I don't play many modern games. I'm getting into them a lot more now, but like, for example, I downloaded Call of Duty 6 because I like zombies, so I was like, all right, the amount of load up time and downloading that you have to do is insane. And I understand you have to do it because of software. It takes a lot of processing power. I get it, but just that simplicity of being able to get right to the action, have fun playing, it's just something that I miss. Another awesome part of my childhood that I really miss and that I think was really awesome was the magnitude of different shows that they had available to you at the time. Like I said before, you had Toonami, which had a variety of different animes, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon if you were into that, Inuyasha, all sorts of different animes, but you also had Nickelodeon, you had Cat Dog, Hey Arnold, Rugrats. Disney Channel had just started bringing in their original movies like, you know, Johnny Tsunami, Brink. Brink was a big reason why, it's actually the reason I got into hockey and played it my entire life. There was just that joy of, like I said, not having it at your fingertips. You know, like now it's like you got these things at your fingertips. You can access anything, and I almost worse. It's like too many options. You know, simplicity. They say ignorance is bliss, and I almost feel like simplicity is bliss. There's a beauty to like cherishing something when you wait for it. You know, like when you wait for that movie or you wait for that show to come on, and you can't just go watch any of them. You know what I mean? You wait for it. It's like you appreciate it more. It's like, I just feel that simplicity is something that we're missing today, and I miss it. Those are just some of the things that I really enjoyed about my childhood and why I think it was really awesome and the best decade. But to end this video, I'm going to give you something that I wrote down that really kind of brings the whole point of why I feel like it's the best. And we grew up in a time before social media, before the internet ruled everything, when childhood was about imagination, adventure, and real-world connections. But we also witnessed the rise of modern technology, adapting as the world changed around us. We were the kids who played outside until the street lights came on, built forts, rode bikes, and actually talked to each other face to face. We weren't glued to our screens. We were fully present, finding joy in the simplest things. We waited for our favorite shows to air. We anticipated new movies and video games, and then the wait made them even more special. Our endorphin rush didn't come from doom scrolling. It came from the excitement of a Saturday morning cartoons, opening a fresh pack of Pokemon cards. I cannot believe I didn't talk about Pokemon. Pokemon was another. Or finally saving enough for that one toy we wanted. And now, we're paying rent. We're scrolling at the end of the night, trying to chase that same feeling that we had as kids. What happened to us? I don't know. But what I do know is this: I'm thankful. Thankful to have been part of the last generation that experienced both worlds. I'm thankful that we got to live in a time when anything felt possible. I'm thankful to be a 90s kid. Thanks for being here. Until next time. If you got to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. This is the first video on this channel. This is something new I'm doing. I've done music, videography, all sorts of things. But down in the comments, let me know what you think as far as discussion on the video. You know, what decade did you grow up in? Everyone thinks theirs is the best. Why do you think yours is the best? There's going to be a lot of different topics I cover on this channel, so I appreciate it. Glad you're here. This is Rick's Man Cave. I'm Rick. Peace.